So my name is Alfred Msemo and I'm the country manager for Uber Tanzania. Uber launched last year in June, so 2017 June, so it's about a year, 2 months. And we see Uber's mission is to be as reliable as running water everywhere, right? So we look at a few things when we are making a decision to launch in a city and in a country. And obviously Tanzania happened to be in decision for the launch because again the country is quite tech apprehended with mobile and cell phone smartphone usership very high, as well as the infrastructure for roads and the genuine need for having reliable transportation. So I'd say obviously the number one challenge I can think of is in a typical city and country where Uber is not present, right? When Uber does launch there, normally because a lot of people might have used Uber in different parts of the world, the expectations of the quality of the service delivered sort of is really high, at least what they expect. And you find that there's normally tweaking and localizing and finding the right sweet spot in a market. And I think that's been a major challenge. Technology as a whole faces the challenge that countries, most of them policies and regulations are set at a time where technology probably was not as advanced, right? Companies like Uber, and other similar companies are a few, to give an example, but the major distinction is the fact that in some countries the regulation and policy sort of moves quicker in terms of adopting these new forms than other was. Right? So here in Tanzania, it's a bit of both in the sense that the journey to become an Uber driver has definitely been one which could definitely be easier. Since we started operations last year in June, we've been able to successfully create more than 1,000 economic opportunities, right? So that's a huge number. These are people that are either driving full-time, part-time, or involved somewhere in the value chain. So that's quite a big portion of people. So you find, for instance, if I'm to get a bus or a train, normally I'd get a car, my car, or other forms of transportation to go to the station and get into the bus or train. And then after that, use the same car or bus or walk to get out and to make my way to the office, right? So that first mile and the last mile is sort of an area in which Uber normally gets involved in. So how do we use Ubers to get to the first mile or the first leg of the journey and the last leg of the journey? And we've been in talks now with a few stakeholders around that, DART being one of them, to see how we could actually partner together and cohesively work and make people use their cars wiser or less. So the relationship Uber has with the drivers is one that is a contractual arrangement and not employee-employee. So we don't employ the drivers. They contract to use the Uber services, right? Therefore, the drivers essentially pay a service fee for utilizing the technology. And essentially that's in a nutshell how the structure works. So obviously, at our core business, at heart, we definitely like to be woven to the way people do things, right? So one of the things that Uber is actually doing in a lot of cities is actually putting, how do you put more people in lesser cars, right? So it's standard a world-class product such as the Uber Pool, in which you're going to destination B from A, and so are a few other people. How does a one car make sort of a pickup to all those people and get you to the same destination, right? So you actually have the same car but with more people, pick up drop. Traditionally, you can actually draw parallelism with your Dala equivalent, but on a more technologically and more efficient sense, right? Therefore, you find that the need to actually own cars actually goes down by the day.